Welcome everyone. Today we're joined by John Hinchliffe, who has just been shortlisted in the category of Learning Professional of the Year in the 2018 Learning Awards. Many congratulations, John, and thank you for taking part in L&D Question Time and also for agreeing to do it by video.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, let's kick straight off. The first question that I want to ask you, what in your opinion is the biggest anxiety in learning and development at the moment?
I think from what I read and what I hear when I'm speaking to people is massive anxiety comes around how do we provide the best solution possible that is cost effective and also will last when we're in such an ever-changing workplace. The fact is that these changes aren't just technological, but it's also the time that people have in order to actually learn. And I think it's not about implementing the flavor of the month. It's about actually looking at the business and putting in a holistic approach to really look at who are your learners, what do you want them to come out with, but also how does that integrate with the work that they're doing. And I think that's absolutely crucial.
So in those anxieties and what have you just talked about, who would you say or what's informing your thinking around learning and development at the moment?
I think a big influence for me is Learning Now TV. That's been an absolutely fantastic resource whenever I watch it. Donald Taylor, who is everywhere, pretty much. Robin Hoyle's honesty is fantastic. I think Kate Passerfield over at Sponge UK is doing amazing work. Avinash Chandarana over at MCI Group is really pushing some great stuff. Also, the e-learning network is a really great resource for me. So those are really kind of helping my influence and also just looking at the world at large.
Okay, thanks. And looking at that world of large, what would you say then, with all the things that are taking place in learning and development at the moment, what would you say is the most exciting innovation that's on the horizon or that you're looking forward to in learning at the moment?
I think for me it is the combo of AR and AI. I think with the massive investment from Google and Apple, that's going to make actually creating the AR so much easier for us to develop. And also with AI, that's going to change not only the learning experience, but also us as providers being able to really streamline that process and create something really beautifully adaptive for the future.
And in that then, what game changes do you think that we're going to see over the next few years?
I think for game changers, what I'd love, as opposed to technological, I'd love for organizations to not look at learning as a one-off experience, but to look at as a continuous development process. I think if that kind of mindset could be implemented, it would just be fantastic. And they also acknowledge that learning is such a big part of an organization.
And looking forward now, one thing that I think is quite exciting is probably like yourself being in learning and development for a little while. What do you think the world of learning and development will look like by, say, 2030?
I think by 2030 it will be incredible. I think we'll have Google Glass 3.0 mixing AR, VR, AI, and just giving us the resources that we need when we need them, but also being able to manage that data in order to adapt the learning and being able to really kind of give the learner the learning that they need, but also for the organization showing what's needed, adapting, and also implementing where it's required. So bringing automation to a really big process. And I don't think that's something from the Jetsons. I think that's really going to happen.
And I've got two more questions for you, actually. One that I love to ask on these sorts of things. Obviously, you're somewhat of a certain age. You're over 21. So if you were sitting in your office and you had your 21-year-old self in front of you, what advice would you give yourself, do you think?
I think I've grown quite a bit since being 21. I think for me it would be humble, be very grateful for the life that you have. I think be patient because life always takes longer than you want it to for things to happen. And I think always come from a place of servitude. I think it's so important to give and really have a 51-49 kind of mentality wherever you meet. And I would love to really instill that on my 21-year-old self.
Thank you very much. And one final question. As I said at the very beginning, you're shortlisted for the Learning Awards for this year in Learning Professional.
Yeah.
Why this year, do you think? What made you think, well, actually, this year is the year to try for the Learning Award?
I think with me also being shortlisted last year, which was just incredible for me because I do a job that I love, and I never realized that I was in that kind of upper echelon of it. I think it really drove me, the fact that I got a finalist place, but I wasn't in the top three.
Uh-huh.
And it's really kind of shaped my mindset, and it's also made me do more. Now, that's not only in terms of what I've done for virtual college. I mean, we've done an absolutely incredible amount of work this year. We've produced over 700 hours of content, which is an absolute behemoth.
Yeah.
But it's also how I spend my free time. So I've now become a mentor to five people. I've got a mentor over in Florida now. I've got one mentor mentee, sorry, who started out, they have a practice of hypnotherapy and they had some booklets that they were trying to sell.
Uh-huh.
They didn't know what they were doing. I helped them out, and now they have 6,000 customers in 124 countries.
Wow.
So it's really about helping. I have my own website, yourskillshub.com, which I lose money on because I'm just providing free resource for people. So I want to give them as much of a helping hand. It's that 51.49,
Yeah.
and that's what it comes down
Coming
to.
back to it again. Yeah. Well, I think that's come to the end of our time. I'm really grateful for the honesty of the answers that you've given to us, and I'm sure that everyone that watches the video will agree as well. And I think it just leaves me to say, really, I wish you the greatest of luck over the next few weeks, and look
Thank you.
forward to seeing you on the night of the awards, which I think is the 1st of February, isn't it?
Yeah, Louis, 1st of February down in Dorchester.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck,